So the first topic that I want to talk about in these little video clips is something that I've called the rabbit hole to hell. The rabbit hole to hell is probably the biggest problem that computer people and technicians in general have. So what is the rabbit hole to hell? The rabbit hole to hell is a problem that a technician runs into that will never be fixed. There will never be a solution to the problem, but the technician simply refuses to stop working on it. So a lot of times in the computer repair shop, we would have computers that came in and they would have a virus or they'd have some problem with the computer. And my guys would work on it for a day and they still couldn't get the virus off. But they were sure if they used just a different type of antivirus software that would get the virus off. So they would spend another day and then another day and then another day. And I swear to God, there were times when there had been computers on one of my technicians' workbenches for 5 business days. That for 5 days they had been working on how to get the virus off the system, some rootkit or some other garbage. And they were sure if they used just something else that they could get the virus off. Well, the problem is they were never going to fix the computer. Every time I would get into an argument with one of my technicians, they said, just give me one more day and I guarantee you I will find the solution for this computer. And not one single flipping time did they actually find a solution the next day. They give me more crap about, well, they just needed another day or a month to find a solution. So this is following that horrible, stupid little rabbit all the way down through this technological tunnel to hell. And what many employees don't understand and what many new consultants don't understand is this causes two very significant problems. One is if this is an employee that's working on the computer, is they are costing the employer, the boss, money when they are trying to fix a computer that cannot be fixed or fix a problem that cannot be fixed. Or if you're a consultant, you're spending all of your time that you could be really billing somebody out at working on this problem that you can't bill very much money for. So like with us, we'd set up 4 computers at a time. If you figure each computer was about $200 in profit to repair, that's $800 that's sitting on a single workbench at a time. And you just run through those computers. Well, if you're spending all your time working on this one computer over here that's only worth $200 and you're ignoring these 3 other computers, that means you're losing money. And the worst part is, again, you're losing money to work on something that you're not going to be able to fix. And this is just a very, very bad thing. Beyond that, so you listen to that and you go, Eli, you're just this bastard capitalist. You're the man. You're just the man. You're not one of us anymore. Well, here's the problem that most technicians, and again consultants, don't think about either, is that the client that you're working for needs to know what to do next. So if they walk into your computer shop and they drop off a computer that has a problem, you work on it for a day, and at the end of the day you can't fix the problem, and you call them up and you say, I cannot fix this problem. They can go through their stupid little grieving process. Most people don't think about that with computers. But believe me, having dealt with thousands of work orders, people actually have to go through a grieving process for their computers. Beyond that, they can then decide what the next step in their plan is. So, if this is a boss in a corporation and his computer crashed, if you tell him it's going to take a day or 2 to fix his computer, then he's probably not going to create any plans. He's just going to bitch and whine and moan, and he's going to tell all of his friends what a sucky computer geek he has because it's taking 2 days to fix the computer. But he's not going to create any plans beyond that. Well, if the computer is entirely dead, he needs to go through the requisition process for buying a new computer through the company. He needs to go through the data recovery process to find out, was data lost on that computer and does he need to recover it from some other place? Or is there some poor little secretary that's going to be handed a stack of 1,000 business cards and told to retype all those contacts into the contact database? These are the types of things that need to happen if a computer cannot be fixed. And again, like I say, I saw this with my employees. They thought they were doing a good thing for the client by continuously trying to fix that computer. So, you know, what should be a 3-day process turned into a 4-day process, turns into a 5-day process, turns into a 2-week process. Well, by the end of the 2 weeks, the client is angry at you, the technician, no longer the hardware or the product. So if they come in and they give you a computer or they give you a problem to fix, and at the end of the day you say, I can't fix this problem. In that situation, they are angry at Microsoft, they're angry at IBM, or they're angry at Dell, or they're angry at McAfee. They're going to be angry. You know, if their computer died, they are going to be angry. But if you get back to them quickly, they are going to be angry at somebody else. Again, Microsoft, Apple, McAfee, IBM, they're going to be pissed, but they're going to be pissed at those people. They're not going to be pissed at you. If you start stringing them along because you're following this rabbit hole to hell trying to figure out what solution there might be, they are then going to be angry at you. So imagine somebody brings in a computer to be fixed. You try to work on it, you know, after an hour or 2 hours, you realize that you are probably 90% sure you're not going to be able to fix the problem. You call the client up and you tell them that you cannot fix the problem. They are happy with you. They are pissed, again, at Dell or Microsoft or Apple. If you just keep working on it, keep working on it, keep working on it for a week or 2 weeks, and you don't fix the problem, they are then angry at you. Again, when you're thinking about this, I talked about this with my employees. You are computer technicians, or you're technicians of some sort. You deal with these systems day in and day out, and day in and day out, and day in and day out, and sometimes 7 days a week, and sometimes 24 hours a day. You deal with these systems all the time. When I sit down to a computer, within 30 to 60 minutes, I know within a 90% probability what the outcome is going to be. You know, I've seen the viruses, I've seen the hardware problems, I've seen all these issues. So with 90% certainty, in 60 minutes or less, I know what's going to happen. And so with that 90% certainty, I will contact the client and tell them what I think. You know, sometimes weird stuff happens. You know, I've fixed computers of all their viruses and made them, you know, run wonderfully. And then literally, I was taking a computer to a client's house, and on the way to the client's house, there was a bump, and that broke the motherboard. Seriously, that's a true story. So that's the 10% that yeah, crap happens sometimes. Sometimes there's really weird stuff and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But if you're doing this stuff day in, day out, you know within a 90% probability whether you'll be able to fix the problem, whether the fix for the problem will be within the person's budget or quote, etc. So don't drag out this problem because you think, well, maybe something else will fix this issue. Sit down at whatever problem you're dealing with. Give yourself a time frame for deciding whether or not you can fix the issue, and then stick to that time frame. Again, if you're dealing with computer viruses, I would say give yourself anywhere between 1 hour to, if you're in a computer shop like we had, maybe an 8-hour day. So within an 8-hour work day, you can run a number of scans and you know at the end of the day whether or not you can fix that computer. I'd say do it within 30 minutes to an hour. If you're dealing with other technologies, come up with a reasonable time frame for those technologies. You know, if somebody asks you to create a web page or create a program, give yourself a specific amount of time for developing that web page or program. So give yourself 8 hours. If at the end of 8 hours you're still not really sure how you're going to make the thing work, then you need to kill the project right then or there, or you need to go back to the client and come up with new specifications for the project. So this is what I call the rabbit hole to hell. The rabbit hole to hell is following what you think might be a solution, even when you know it probably won't be a solution.